not one teacher that has just a random public Instagram account. He just wants to show people he went to Berlin, Germany. And I feel like they're always around this age range too. I think they just don't know how to make their Instagram private. Go ahead and destroy Israel, Godzilla. Wait, who would be saying this? Wait, what? What game is this? What am I looking at? AI's gone too far with this. In India, there are Indians literally everywhere. Too scary, stop it! I know it's almost Halloween, but chill. Talk about man-made horrors beyond my comprehension. What are you gonna tell me next? That in Germany, there's nothing but Germans? The internet trying to convince me that World War III is gonna happen because of a conflict between two countries. This is the 47th time this has happened. And spoiler alert, humans all around the world have been saying World War III is gonna happen since World War II ended. Like literally every single year. So far, this community has always been right about World War III. World War I is great. World War II was a bit of a step down. We all know how trilogies work, so let's just end it at 2. Born too early to fly the B-52. Born too late to fly the B-52. Born just in time to fly the B-52. This bomber literally never goes out of style. My great-grandfather flew in one, and probably my great-grandson will fly in one too. The longevity of this bomber is astounding. Born too late to fight in the Middle East. Born too early to fight in the Middle East. Born just in time to fight in the Middle East. I really hope this one doesn't come true, but we've definitely been fighting in the Middle East for a lot longer than you'd expect. Can't wait till Middle East warfare evolves into this though. QRT with you, plus your flags. No clue where you're from, but I'm Indonesian. What country is this again? I feel like I should know this as the geography guy. At least me and this fellow Indonesian can try to figure it out together. What does QRT mean though? I don't know what that is. Oh, is it the provisional national flag of the Republic of China? Warhammer factions be like Aztecs, but lizards. Egyptians, but skeletons. French, but humans. By far the most terrifying of the Warhammer universe. Like, were they even trying with these other two species here? Violent, disgusting menace obviously has a... Okay, is that real? I'm not too into the Warhammer lore, but... when your Swedish host won't feed you dinner. And there's so many horrific examples of this happening. Just look at this post. Sorry I can't make our meeting in the morning and I found out it's weird to feed your guests dinner in Sweden, so obviously I had to read 500 people discussing it until 3 a.m. Hi, Swede here. This happened to me multiple times growing up. It was always the upper middle class parents of my friend that made me sit and wait one time in the hallway until they finished eating. My mom heard about it and never let me go back. Fellow Swede here. This was my childhood, waiting in my friend's room while she and her family ate their lunch or dinner. The worst thing, however, was when we were playing and she ate candy but wouldn't treat me because her mother said not to. Well, to be fair, I mean, I guess I get this part. You know, you don't know if like other parents are allowing their kids to eat candy, but I mean the main point, like not feeding your kids' friends dinner, like that's pretty insane. Like I'm actually trying to wrap my head around the logic there. Yeah, see, that logic compared to most Mediterranean nations, if you come to my house and you refuse to eat, you better stay 5 kilometers away from me for the rest of your life. You definitely got to know the difference or else you might just make a lifelong enemy. I let 17 of my childhood friends starve to death in front of me. Very enjoyable experience. But just to play devil's advocate here, do you really want to eat Swedish food? Have you seen what they're into? Fine, the Dutch. Where could they be? Can't find them? That's because they live among us, looking like normal people. The only real difference is that okay, let's not. Okay, what is up with the Dutch slander? What? Perhaps this has to do with their obsession with per capita. There's the Dutch with a sadistic smile of someone who just sent a tiki. This is basically like the Venmo or Cash App in the Netherlands. I guess they like to send a lot of requests for you to pay them, even if they just like give you a ride. The citizens of the USA should get another name besides Americans and the USA. Why is this so poorly written? The citizens of the USA should get another name than Americans and oh my god. Self-explanatory, I find it super pretentious to call yourself American when you represent only a third of the Americas and only one of the 35 countries there. There's not even a way to differentiate an American and a US citizen, an American, a person who lives in North or South America. As many other countries are emerging in the area, it will be an even more important issue, and many languages already have different names for the US. Also, even the name is a bit pretentious. First, because many people tend to use it only in the US, it is not a unique name, it is only just a form of organization, which means literally federation. So any federation in the world has the same name as the USA, especially for federations in the Americas. For instance, Mexico is officially the United States of Mexico. Yeah, I was talking about that. Well, not the United States of Mexico's, but Mexico. So they could also be called the US or even the USA. You know, I've thought about this before. Actually, I think about this a lot. I mean, I guess the logic here is that we're specifically this government type of federation of United States of the American continents. But yeah, like they said, technically Mexico's official name is the United Mexican States. He complains that it's difficult to differentiate between Americans and everyone else in the Americas, yet does exactly that within the post. Every time I see this argument, I give the same answer. We were first. We got to pick. Logically, that I mean, I don't know if we expected any nations to follow. It's 1776 and the USA just declared its independence. Literally every other area in the New World is still a colony at this point. And the next country to gain its independence in the Americas wouldn't be till like 30 years later, which was the little island Caribbean nation of Haiti. Simple solution, we just take the rest of North America and South America as well. Well, I mean, that would definitely do something. I'm in Idaho and there's a group of 8 to 10 Mexicans playing their poopy music on full blast in the parking lot. What did America do to them? Literally cry about it. I freaking love this video so much. I want to be able to do this one day, and the fact that he just drops it and just bam. So much swag. Got him. 200,000 likes too. Funny enough, this post was made by an Albanian. I'm sorry, as a massive enjoyer of Mexican music, you just can't compete with this. It's uncompetable. You can't beat it. Meanwhile, people from Mexico trying tacos in other parts of the world. Oh, don't get them started. It's so funny how often I see this. Unfortunately, there's a lot of disappointment that comes out of it. I have a place in France with a crazy old lady as a neighbor sending me nasty emails every so often. So I set up a Lindy agent to respond diplomatically. They've exchanged tens of emails by now. Our relationship is improving, and she has no idea she's talking to an AI. It's literally beginning to change everything. And I wasn't even the biggest, like, believer it was gonna change that much, even like just a year ago. Now you're able to diplomatically improve your relations with French people? We're so far gone at this point. Joker 2 giving itself some dumb French subtitle like it was the next great art piece only to bomb at the box office is the funniest possible outcome. I don't know why I cringe so hard seeing American film critics talking Joker 2 fully ado. Trying to say it all, just... Dude, what the f was this guy thinking, though? Like, how dumb? How dumb. Wake up! Hollywood seizes at your existence, do nothing. Hollywood seizes at your existence, do nothing. Don't watch any of their movies. Hollywood seizes at your existence. Go on the internet and say a series is gay. Said series gets canceled. Watch a movie. You actually like it. Hollywood seizes at your existence. Do nothing. They make a sequel dedicated to seething about you. Do nothing. It bombs. Do nothing. You won. We just can't stop taking dubs. Oh, they're so bad. They're so bad. Born too late to use an M2 Browning. Born too early to use an M2 Browning. Born just in time to use an M2 Browning. Some of the comedy from these memes just comes from the fact that, like, we as Americans, like, don't know how to name anything. Like, when it comes to our cities or states, we just, like, took old world names and threw new in front of it. New York, New Jersey. And then when it comes to military equipment, we just call everything, like, the M1 or whatever. We just do not have any creativity. Using the M2 Browning to defend a B-52 taking off, you have no idea what time period it is. Meanwhile, the nation of Iraq right now, it seems to be raining, but honestly, I feel like Iraq is just thankful for being the observer finally. For the first time in decades, they are not the focus point. Toyota in Japan, ooh, Toyota in the rest of the world, kind of different, but Toyota in the Middle East. Okay, that is a vehicle from Mad Max. It's not just the Middle East, it's also parts of Africa. Have you ever looked into the Toyota wars, Libya and Chad? I mean, to be fair to Toyota, they literally just make good vehicles. If people want to use them as war materials, like, what are they supposed to do about it? Who would win? Every creature in Australia or every Florida man? I don't think they would fight, they would breed. I hate how this is a viable option. Never underestimate the Florida man. You'd be surprised at how far they'd go. An Australian breeding with Florida people would unlock certain abilities while sealing off others. This breeding is a path to abilities some would consider unnatural. I feel like that would be the peak human. Everyone in Sweden speaks English. We also speak Norwegian, Dutch, German, French, Russian, and Finnish, but not Danish. That is a garbage language for garbage people. Least upset Swede about a Danish person. Meanwhile, those two actually be like, we don't like your kind here. They're literally twins. I mean, is this not... I mean, apparently I'm Danish. This is f***ing me. French history be like, I unified the Franks and the Gauls to create the Kingdom of Frank. I united both sides of the Rhine and protected the Pope to create a new Roman Empire. I led 2 crusades and liberated Jerusalem and got canonized. I solidified the kingdom and expanded France's territories on how they currently are. I rebelled against the monarchy to extend privileges. I took control of Europe and my enemies needed 7 coalitions to stop me. I guided France through industrialization. I revolted against the power in the place to create a whole new world and for a government in Paris. I won against the Germans in World War I. The Germans are too strong, I surrender. I resisted the Germans during World War II and fought for non-Americanization of France and Europe after the war. We won't go to Iraq until there's real proof. I headed up to Paris to meet all the French people and demonstrate my democratic ideas. Yeah, this is like all of French history versus, well, how French history, according to everyone else, is. Yeah, they're just focused on that one brief period. It's crazy. I mean, I talk about this all the time. They will forever be doomed to just have this one moment basically summarized. I mean, France is the most winningest empire in history. They've won the most battles, even more than the British. accomplish? They've accomplished so many incredible things. Don't forget, I mean, they're basically the reason why America has our own independence. But yeah, I mean, on the massive stage of World War II, that's just what everyone remembers. The surrendering thing. It's very, very unfortunate. What about 1870 and 71? And what about Indochina and Algeria? Okay, these are a couple examples of France also losing. They lost this, that ended up uniting Germany, and then, yeah, Indochina, that ended up leading to the Vietnam War, and then Algeria took down one of their republics. So there's a couple L's in their history, but mostly dubs. As always, big thanks to my patrons. Month 2. In Drew's basement. Drew's Argentinian Grandpa.
DOOCHBAGGINS.
Boys. I can't
Connor
sleep.
Pavlik.
Kansas was mentioned.
Amateur Archaeology.
aPhatNarwhal.
Carmel
Fredrik Tibblin.
InquisitorXarius.
KingBearHaze.
KirinoIsBestGirl.
LuxembourgLover.
Tyrol.
Tambre.
Mexican 760.
ZaneyBoi. Like your name here. Check that link to Patreon down below.